For us New York-based tennis fans, there's always a little extra excitement in the air whenever the US Open rolls around. But this year, we might be in for something even more special. After all, Serena Williams, who's reigned in the Big Apple the past 3 years, this time has more than just defense on her mind. She's already claimed the first 3 majors of the year, the only time she's ever done that, and now has a shot at completing the elusive calendar year Grand Slam. And all evidence seems to suggest she'll do it. The unquestioned world number 1 is fresh off a trophy in Cincinnati, and with just 2 losses this year, has served notice that she's not going to let just anybody beat her. But of course, pressure is high, and plenty in the field will look to take advantage of what high expectations might do to the champion's nerves. It's been less than a year since world number 2 Simona Halep beat Serena at the WTA finals, and she's continued to put up a fight in their meetings this season too. She struggled at the majors recently, but has reached 5 hardcourt finals in 2015, more than any other woman on tour. Then there's Petra Kvitova, the first person to beat Williams this year. She was hampered by illness early in the summer, but this past week in New Haven, she took out Karolina Wozniacki on her way to her 3rd title there. And young Belinda Bencic, who stunned Serena on her way to the Toronto title. She's now number 12 in the world, and it seems on her way much higher. Strangely a bit off the radar this year is 2006 champion Maria Sharapova. The former world number 1 pulled out of both Toronto and Cincy with injuries, but perhaps she can rally now. Of course, there are 2 singles trophies to be earned over the next 2 weeks, and competition for the men's crown will be just as stiff. Top seed Novak Djokovic is looking for his 2nd trophy in New York and his 3rd major of the year. He's had a strong summer season too, but somewhat surprisingly fell in the finals in both Montreal and Cincinnati. Roger Federer would be happy to derail his plans. After succumbing to Djokovic in the Wimbledon final, he roared back for a straight-set win at the Western and Southern Open. And 2012 US Open champ Andy Murray seems back in form these days, finally ending an 8-match losing streak to Nole in Montreal. Then there's last year's surprise runner-up Kei Nishikori. While he had to pull out of Cincy with a hip injury, he did pick up a title in DC to start the summer and reach the semis of the Rogers Cup. And of course, 2-time champion Rafael Nadal. He hasn't had the best season of his career, but we should know by now to never count him out. But we can't forget the less decorated players who could also pose a threat at Flushing Meadows. Dominic Thiem started the summer off red hot, picking up back-to-back clay court titles right after Wimbledon. He wasn't quite so successful once the surface changed, but we know what he's capable of. And Steve Johnson, who stunned Jo-Wilfried Tsonga on his way to the Winston-Salem semis, is one of many young Americans who could spearhead the next generation of tennis in this country. On the ladies' side, there's Karolina Pliskova, who's playing for an extra $1 million after clinching the US Open Series top spot. This could be her chance to finally shine on a big stage. And Lesia Tsurenko, who's already beaten 4 top 10 players this year, could make it 5 when she faces her New Haven vanquisher Lucy Safarova right off the bat at the Open. And if you're looking for potential Cinderellas, consider one-time quarterfinalist Katerina Bondarenko. The now unretired qualifier has already notched a win over Venus Williams this summer. And wildcard Pierre Hugerbert is coming off a shocking run to the final in North Carolina. Of course, I've only just begun to touch on the potential standouts at the 2015 US Open. Be sure to check out my list of players to watch this year, and keep coming back for full coverage of all the action in New York. Till then, thanks for watching TennisSpin.net.